All right, now depending on the day, I get incredibly pessimistic about the future, but sometimes I get hopeful that there's actually something worth working towards. And I think we're kind of in that state, that transitional state now. So, this channel is my secret like vent life. I talk about whatever I want. I give stories, whatever. All right. And that also includes me playing the victim, it appears. Not all videos, not all entries are the happiest. I'll say that. But I'm aware of this. I'm aware of this fact is the difference. But, you know, it's still a cycle that I've noticed. It's so easy to make excuses. And it's like, of course I'm miserable in my current state. Well, I wouldn't say miserable, but not the most happy. Of course, because I don't do anything about it. And I dwell on that negativity. I dwell on that, and it kind of reinforces it too. If you understand what I'm putting down. So, today is a reflection update. There is no victim. I am not. I wake up and I carry on. I survive. All of the things that happened in the past happened, and the good and the bad. And I have memories of it all. But even so, it's like the sun still rises. I go about my day, I interact with people, and then we go about our separate ways, and nothing happens. That's what I've realized. Nothing happens. There is no consequences for anything. All of this like nervousness and all of this anxiety is just in my head. It's just a perception thing. That there is ancient wisdom to be obtained. You can sort of ascend past reality. It sounds like one of those psychic guru palm reading scripture things that are scams, but this is real. This has got to be real. There's definitely a way that you can just let go of all material doubts and worries and just be a pure conscious being. That'd be so cool. That's why I still haven't tried to commit to a person. Like that's why I'm still, you could say, okay, the Norman would say it's an identity crisis, but what it really is I just fully understand that there is no such thing as an identity, and that it's all just consciousness. I don't want to identify myself to anything, because then that ties me down to that label. And I feel like most of the world doesn't understand that. But enough of this virtue signaling glazingness. We got to get back on track. So, yeah, I play the victim sometimes, and it's pretty easy to do. And there are no consequences for it. And it kind of feels nice to not take responsibility, but that's going to bite me. That's a bad habit. I got to lock in. That's why the kids say lock in these days. Cuz there is no fancy technique. What am I saying, dude? There is no way there's nothing that's going to make you change except yourself. Maybe your environment, but most folks are in a bad environment, and they make it out. A lot of those who prevail. You can definitely find a lot of examples of that. So, there really aren't excuses. It's just laziness, and it's just incompetence. Do I really want to push myself to the limits? Not really. It's comfortable not doing that. It's cozy. It's nice. But that's not what is going to make my life more fulfilling. I was listening good segue. I was listening to an old Jordan Peterson lecture. The one from 7 years ago, the Maps of Meaning, where he talks about Pinocchio. I'm on like the fourth one. I'm on the final one, I think. But dude, good lectures. He really gets in there. God damn, I kind of forgot forgot where I was going with this. He said something though that reminded me. Dude, I might have to go back and re-listen to what I was just saying. Nah, we're gonna keep it rolling. But you should watch those videos. He really gets into the psychology and the taking responsibility. I got it. He made it the point that the fulfillment of your life is directly correlated to the responsibility that you take, because everything that's worth doing is hard, and it takes discipline, and it's a responsibility essentially. So if you can really hone in on that responsibility and ride it out, it'll be long-term gratifying essentially. You're never going to find that clip. It's buried in the hours of content, although none of you care. I hardly care. It's a blessing to not care. Meditation, dude. Focus up on your meditations. Stop playing the victim. Stop being the version of yourself that you've perceived in your own mind. Are you the thinker of your thoughts, or are you the observer of your thoughts? Ponder that one. What is the thing that is aware of all the emotions that you feel? Crazy stuff. I'm going to ascend one day. I'm doing it. And then everything will be so much better when the rapture comes, because I'll just be a little entity doing my thing, but not committed to any of it mentally. But as one holy being. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Moral of the story, I play the victim sometimes because it feels nice. And it's all just escapism and venting and ironing out feelings and trying to understand what I am. I guess who I am, but not really who I am, because I don't think that matters. And then just what's going on. So, yeah. Nothing's going to happen. I'm going to upload this and nothing's going to happen. So what's there to lose? Try to be aware of your judgments and your perception. Always be aware of that. Because you probably know a lot less than you think you do. Just like me, but I think I know a lot. But I'm wrong, because I know nothing, and I am nothing. And I will return to nothing, ultimately. Alrighty. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great rest of your evening. Goodbye.